Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another daily creativity with yours truly, Charlotte Burns. I am Charlotte Burns, and every day during the month of May so far, I have brought you a little video, sometimes a long one, just sharing with you about scrapbooking. May being National Scrapbooking Month, I wanted to share with you my scrapbooking, how I do it, and different tips, tricks, and techniques, as well as throwing in some information for card makers as well. So if you're a card maker or a scrapbooker, I hope that you've been enjoying these videos, and here is another one. Today, I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about how to get creative with your pages. And yesterday, I was going through and pulling apart a magnetic album, and I continued to do that after I finished the video, and I wanted to show you some of the things that I've done. So I can't remember exactly where I got up to, but one of the things that I was finding as I was going through was I had photos in my magnetic album, which I'll just pull up here. So magnetic album, I worked out, was roughly 8.5 by 11 inches, whereas our pages that we work with are 12 by 12. So I can fit a lot more photos onto one of our new pages than I can in here. I could swap it to one of our 8.5 by 11 inch albums, but I don't want to. I want to fit as many photos as I can on pages. So flipping through, I found what happened was I had some pages that were only one photo pages. And so I was looking at different options for that. Didn't want to do lots of one photo pages. So I had these inserts where you can just put 3 photos on one side and then flip it over and put some more on. Now with this one, it is just one photo. Not even sure if I'm going to use this photo, but it may fill in a gap, which is great. And then I had 2 photos. One was landscape and one was portrait. So I wanted to show you what I'm going to do with those today. And I also was going to show you another really fun page. So this portrait one, what I decided to do was actually cut it in half so it would fit in these 2 pocket pages. So I've already done that. And then I was looking at, what's the focal point of this photo? It's a bit wonky because I've cut it. The focal point of this photo is actually this building. And I've got this beautiful tree, pine tree in the front. Now, I wanted to share with you, when you've got a photo such as this and you want to sort of get rid of, hide, something that looks like it's a major, I don't know, where are my words? I want to take the focus away from this tree. That's what I'm trying to say. There are a couple of ways you can do it. If I had another photo, I could always put it on top, but I don't. It's this photo and that one down there. Another way of taking the focus away from this element is to have a look at the color the element is and add that color to your page. So what I've done is I've grabbed a heap of green cardstock and I'm going to show you what I mean. Good morning to lovely Linda. Thank you for watching. And everyone who's watching live, feel free to say hi. If you're watching on the replay, #replay would be appreciated. So here I have my photo. If I was to mount that directly onto white cardstock, let me just grab some white. What you might find is that the sky sort of disappears into the paper, but we still focus mainly on this green, vibrant green tree. Whereas if I put this then onto some green cardstock, the sky stands out more. And so does the building, because this sort of disappears into this green background and our focus then is cast onto the building. Not exactly the best green. So as I said, I've grabbed a few different greens. I thought this one might work. Please don't ask me to name these greens. Let's play a game, name the green. So this one is... I know this is New England ivy, and I thought that would actually go really well with this. But again, to me, it really didn't make my eyes go straight to the building. So let's go to the next one. And this one I thought, no, that's a horrible green. That's not going to work. it actually doesn't look too bad. It's not brilliant, but I think because of the yellow highlights through the bush, it wasn't too bad. Then I went to this one and went, oh my goodness. I don't know if you noticed that, but to me, the bush almost disappears on that paper. So my eyes immediately now go to that building there. I have one more, just because I like this colour. And again, it does it with that one as well. So my two favourite colours for this particular layout would either be this, so that one there, or that one there. I think either of those would work to make your eye focus more on the building than on the bush. So I'm just going to take it back to the white and show you what I mean. If I put that on the white, my eyes now go back to this bush. It's actually a tree, but you know what I'm saying. So my eyes go to the tree because it's in the foreground. So what I'm going to do is show you exactly how I'm going to put this photo into my memory protector. So the first thing I need is a couple of pieces to go into the memory protector. Now, if I'm using a dark, if I am going to use the darker paper, this is not something that I would necessarily journal on. So I would want to put some lighter paper on there. Also, I'm going to have a look, so I'll take that out. I'm going to have a look and see, keeping in mind that this photo is going with this, this photo. So I want to have a look and see, does that photo go with that green better, or does it go with that one? This one, I think that it really washes the whole photo out, whereas that one, it makes the photo stand out more. So I'm going to go with the darker green. Put them aside. So I definitely want those to mount my photo on. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is do some white cardstock. Look, trim upside down. White cardstock to mount that on. So here we go. I'm going to cut 2 pieces of white cardstock. That way I can, excuse my voice, that way I can have plenty of room to journal and what have you. But I've also got something to mount my bits on. The reason I know these are 6x4 is because these are the photo sizes. So I've got them. Then I'm going to have a look at this one here. So this photo I've trimmed, and I want to do a border on this. So having a look at it, it is, I've actually trimmed it down to, I think about 3. So 3 and 1, 2, 3, 3 and 3/8. So I'm going to do a 4-inch, there we go. I'm going to do a 4-inch wide piece. So that's going to go there, and that's going to be mounted onto the green like so. So this is 3/8 of an inch. So I then need 3/8 of an inch on that side, 3/8 of an inch on that side, which is 6/8. And 6/8 is 3/4. So I need 4 3/4. A little bit of maths, only done first thing in the morning. So 4 3/4. Check and make sure that is going to work, which it does. And I need 2 pieces of this because I need one wide enough for the top as well. So 4 3/4. But for the second piece, so for this piece, I only want 3/8 of an inch up the top. So I need to measure this piece, which, if I just quickly measure that, it is 2 3/8. So I need 1, 2, 3, 2 3/4 of an inch. So 2 3/4 will give me the correct size for this one here. So that gives me an equal border around that one, an equal border around that one. And then I can stick this down. Now, if I wanted to, I could then take just a smidge off to give myself just a tiny little white border around the outside. But you get the idea. So I'm going to have a play around with that once I'm off camera, just showing you if I pop this into here. I'll stick this on. Where's my adhesive? I did a clean up yesterday, which is great. So everything is now packed away. But it's where it should be, so I can find it very, very quickly. I'm just going to stick that down, and then we're going to pop these into here. So this is another idea for scrapbooking, another way of storing photos. And if you have some photos that are portrait and landscape, you can actually cut your portrait photos and put them into these, even though they are designed for landscape photos. Okay, so there's the first one. And then let's do this one. So I'm butting it up down the bottom, and that way once it's in, it won't actually look as though it is cut. And by mounting that like that, I need to make sure that it is actually in line with this one. Mounting that like that, it means that I've got lots of room to do a title, journaling, and what have you. Now, I don't actually know much about this photo, to be honest, because I didn't have any, I had no title, no journaling on this, but I am pretty sure I know where this particular photo was taken. So I'm going to do a little bit of research and then just journal, put that journaling on my paper. So that is what it'll look like. I won't bore you with, okay, yes, I will. Wasn't going to put this in because it can be a little bit of a struggle sometimes when you've got so many layers. The opening is only on one side, obviously, but it needs to go on that side. Now I've got that in, you can see that the photo continues and I've got some colour on there. I've got room to do some decorating or whatever I want. And I know that I love this sort of brickwork and everything. So there you have it. There is one idea. And with the green, it takes away the tree. So I'm focusing more on the building, which is what I wanted. So that's worked really nicely. So the next issue that I had was my next photos were these ones here, which is fine, you know, put them on a page, flip over, and then we've got these ones here. These are actually the start of a trip that started with these photos. And although that's okay, it doesn't matter if I start my trip on here and then flip over and there's the next page of photos. It's not ideal. It's not what I wanted to do. So going back to my magnetic album, I covered this in yesterday's video, but these are all blank pages. So this is then, we went to a camel farm and we went on a camel trek. So these are all my camel trek photos, and where I normally like to put everything in order. These two photos, again, stand alone. So what I can do is I can pull these out and I can actually change my album around just a little bit, because, you know, what's a couple of months? Open that up to there again. These photos are now going to go on a page here, and I can pull these two pages out and put that one opposite that. So that will be a double page spread starting with my holiday. So my holiday, this is another technique I wanted to share today. My holiday with Andrea was to a camel farm, and I've got these gorgeous photos. So I've got these photos. This was actually stuck into my album like this, only squished, which is fantastic. I loved it that I actually put in the flyer from where we went, which has got lots and lots of information. I thought this is going to be brilliant if it's just, you know, opened up and read all about it. Problem is, it's a tri-fold brochure with information on the back. So me being me, I have to get difficult. What I decided to do was, we have flip flaps, and I really want all of this information to be showing. How am I going to do that? Well, I figured it out. It's taken me a few hours, but let me share with you what I figured out. And I've done most of it, so I don't have to faff around. I'm just going to move my paper out the way. I need my trimmer. So we have 8-inch by, so this is 8-inch by 12-inch flip flaps. And we also have 6-inch by 12-inch flip flaps. Now we used to have 4-inch by 12-inch flip flaps, which is what I've got here. So what I've done is I have actually used my fuse tool. I've measured down, and this fits in here. So I've fused there, and I can now, on camera, trim my flip flap. And I want to make sure that it is straight. So what the fuse tool does is it actually melts the plastic. So you have two bits of plastic, and it's fairly thick plastic, and the fuse tool goes along and puts little dots on it, and it looks very similar to the seal that Close to My Heart have used. Right, so I'm just going to trim them off. I can then use these for other projects. I can, you know, fuse that and use this to put a photo in, similar to this. I could use that for something else, so I don't throw them out. Why would I? And then what I thought I would do is go like this. And it took me many hours of driving and thinking. I'm going to leave this one fully open. Like that. And it is going to have a bit of a gap here, but that doesn't bother me. So that is going to remain fully open. This is going to slide in like so. And I'm going to stick that flip flap to the page. This little camel's going to come across. I'll trim that photo. Yep, that's going to work. That camel is going to come down there, and I'll trim that photo. And then this is sticky on this side. So what I'm going to have to do is actually, and I might do that on camera now just to show you, I need to stick this to the inside of the other memory protector. But that will then give me all of the information on my page. Now, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to have this on the inside or the outside of my page. I can leave that on the inside, or I can cut, actually I will be cutting a hole anyway, so I'll see. I'll play around with that one. So what I want to do is, in order to stick this memory protector to the inside of that one, and it's not going to be easy, I need to just trim some of the memory protector there. So again, grab my scissors. I'm going to grab my microchip, not my non-stick ones. So there's all sorts of things that you can do with memory protectors. You can cut them. You can, one thing we've done in the past is we've actually made them into shaker pages. That was lots of fun. You can use them to make them into shaker cards. You can put all sorts of things into them. I'm just trimming these corners off, similar to card making when you want to tuck something in underneath. So that will now tuck in and stick on there, which is perfect. My only concern is that this stuff is really sticky and I need to make sure it's lined up really well. And Charlotte's going to be really brave and try and do this on camera. So here we go. Maybe it's not going to be as hard as I think, or maybe it will. All right, so I'm sticking that and then I'm going to keep pulling, and it worked. There we go. Oh my goodness, how exciting. There we go. So I now have a memory protector that is holding all of that information, and I'm super, super happy that has worked. So this does need to stick onto my page to hold it all down. And if I have that on the outside of my memory protector, which I'm not sure that I'll be able to, but I'll see how I go. I may not have stuck it in exactly the right spot to be able to have it on the outside of my memory protector. That's all right. I'll play around with that at a later time. Now, the other thing is we do have a new catalogue coming out, but not for another month. So at the start of July, we start a new catalogue cycle. Instead of it being every 2 months, we are going to 3 months. And I've got the catalogue the other day. That's all I can show you. If you can see that. So this is the current catalogue and that's the new catalogue. You can see it goes from July to September. And I'm really excited because in this catalogue, there is some paper that is going to go perfectly with my camels. It is grassy paper. It's really, 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 really nice. So I'm looking forward to putting these pages together basically, and then I'm going to have a sketch of how I want to design, how I want to decorate it with pattern paper. Just do a little drawing, pop that in the page, and I can come back and do that later. All right, I hope that you've enjoyed me playing around with flip flaps and pocket pages and all sorts of things. I hope you've got some ideas from that, and I just encourage you to get creative and go and do some scrapbooking, card making, whatever your thing is. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. You can message me, pop it in the comments. If you'd like to come over and have a play one day, I'd love to see you. Just let me know. All right, ladies and gents, for those gents out there that are watching, remember to keep crafting, stay safe. But from me, bye for now.